today is day 0 because tomorrow we start shooting, but we actually rented the studio today, one day before, to have everything prepared. So as you can see, we are setting up the cameras, the guys are building sets already, I'm working on the projections because we gotta test everything today and see how it all works, and then tomorrow hopefully we will be prepared. The art department guys had to build a set of the old bathroom for a scene where the main character gets the idea for the invention of the urinal net. We knew we only needed an L shape and not the whole room, so the guys could just build 2 walls from plywood and decorate them with lots of beautiful and dirty things.
How many urinals are in this movie, Adrian?
Plenty of them. Too many of them.
We always like this dirty, very well used aesthetic, so I'm just telling the guys to just put more crap on the walls. We don't want any empty space. Yes, yes. More, put more. So our main 2 actors arrived, Alan and Matt. They played the 2 leading roles in the movie, and it was all happy and emotional for 5 seconds, and now we gotta go back to work. Alan is getting his haircut done, and Matt is in the back, he is getting dressed. So this is the first time we'll see them in their costumes now. Yeah. How long have you been growing your beard, Alan?
So 3 years, although I've had it trimmed a few times, but haven't had it off for a long time.
But Alan's beard had to go, because it wasn't period accurate, and it wouldn't fit into the year 1969 when our movie takes place. 10 years younger.
Yeah. I wish it were true.
In the meantime, Matt was trying out his costumes.
It feels tight, but it feels fitted.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it looks.
And we had to pick all the accessories that he was supposed to wear. For example, which wristwatch is gonna look best on him, and which ring is gonna be the best on which finger.
Yeah, but this is good. This is great. So that's the cigarette hand, right? So when you're holding the cigarette, this will perfect. Yeah.
We also bought a lot of different sunglasses that he tried. And since the character Jack Wanker changes his attire 5 times throughout the film, the girls from the costume department had to prepare 5 different costumes, and we decided which one will be used for each scene. Then Matt was also shaved, and he got his mustache glued on for the very first time.
I'm getting wankerized.
Vankerized, yeah.
Since this was the first time we were all together at the same place, Dino wanted to do a quick read-through of the scenes that we were supposed to film tomorrow.
Just annoys me.
Where to go?
The splashback from the urinal.
I'm talking about history in the making here. You're talking about piss?
This is a major problem for 70% of the male population.
The character of George is very shy and quiet, and Jack Wanker is a complete opposite. He's cocky, he's full of himself, and it definitely reflects on their dialogue.
My name's going to be part of history. Napoleon, Columbus, Alexander the fucking Great, carved in stone. Jack Wanker.
And their mannerisms. Jack is constantly fixing his mustache. Dino wanted him to have a small mustache comb and fix his mustache in the rearview mirror. And often the guys had some really good suggestions for their characters.
Do you want it to be like people would say it, like wanker? Yeah. Or would it be if he puts a little bit of an accent on it, like Jack Wanker? Because that, in the audience mind, they'd be like, wanker? Yeah, and then you kind of get the joke.
And with that, day 0 was basically over, and we all went home to get a nice, relaxing sleep. Today is the morning of our first shooting day. Everybody just arrived. We have our hero car as well here, and you know, we gotta start setting things up. Even though we're extremely tired, nobody has slept, but you know, that's not a problem. Let's work. If you remember, we wanted the studio with the garage door so the car could get in, which now proved very handy. I suppose this is a good time as any to introduce our DOP, Almir, our focus puller, Anna, and our B camera operator, Ross. Let me give you a little tour of the whole studio. Here is the Mustang, which we film in, and behind him you can see, and behind it you can see the projection. It's very faint right now. We projected from this projector here, which is connected to my computer, right? So this is like my workstation. I have all the projections here, right? They are ready for playing, and I just play them depending on which one we need. We are filming everything with 2 cameras. We use one to have a close-up, and we use the other one for the wide shot, right? So we film with 2 of them at the same time. Parallelly, I don't know if that's a word. here we have the two monitors, one for each camera. Dino and I, we sit here, we watch the performance, we have the headphones as well, and then we can hear to, you know, when they're talking, follow the dialogue and everything. Let's go to the makeup department. This is the makeup and wardrobe department. I don't know what to say. I mean, they have costumes and they do makeup. That's basically it. And this is the production office. This is where the boring part happens. Here is Suki. Suki is one of the producers.
Hello.
Yeah, so they have to constantly call people on the phone, arrange drivers. Yeah, he needs to call somebody, right? Yeah. So this is where, you know, the boring stuff gets done, but very important stuff. So yeah. I'm going back to the creative part. We were thinking about some very strong 4K projectors, but unfortunately we couldn't afford one, so in the end we ended up with an HD projector, just a regular one that you can buy to watch movies at home. And the question was how it's gonna cope with all the other lights. Because the lights that you use for your actors, even though you point them strictly at them, they actually spill the light all over the place, and it washes out your projection. So the guys from the grip department had to put these black flags in the strategically placed positions so they would minimize the spill of light on our projection. Okay, the first setup is complete. The actor is in the car, everybody is on their places, and it's time for the first take of Splashback.
Action! Any others? Some spend their whole lives hiding behind their desks. They die and teachers are a great example.
We have 3 scenes in the car, and we decided it's best to film them all in the same day. So today is only the car day, and we need to rotate the car between each setup, you know, because sometimes you want to film one actor, sometimes you want to film the other actor from the other side, so we got to rotate the car all the time.
There.
Here you can see our 2 cameras in action. One with a wide lens and another with the narrow lens for the close-up. And this sped things up immensely. You get 2 shots for the price of 1.
So right now we filmed the first take.
Yes.
And it's actually a relief because for the first time our 2 main characters are sharing the screen.
Yeah.
And the good news is it
Works.
We think so.
It's interesting that you feel when it works. That's because for the first couple of takes they were still, you know, looking for is somebody high on energy, somebody low on energy, you know.
You discover all the realities of what it is to wear these glasses and how far your head's going to turn and the space that you're in, and it just helps nail and define the character. That's going to really help not just this scene but other scenes in the future because we've kind of nailed it now.
So this is what we call a disposition. I'm not sure if it's called like that in English as well, but basically it's the storyboard and you know like what shots you have to film, you know, from first to the last for each day. And we also have the time specified, how much we have for each shot. For each setup we have 1 hour, and right now we filmed 2 setups, which should be 2 hours, but we filmed them in 2.5 hours, which means that we are half an hour late. And now I'm worried. And now we have to, you know, film something else much faster to gain the time back. So it's always a race with time, with you know, on the movie sets.
Pocket, because I'll be like trying to find it. So I'm going to put it here, and just tell me if it looks natural. Just putting it from like that.
The cigarette thing?
Kind of.
Of course, we are filming this in the month of June, and it's pretty warm outside, which means that inside the studio with all the lights, and especially in the car, it's extremely warm. So the actors were of course sweating all the time, and the girls from the makeup department had to constantly wipe them with tissues, literally after each take. Right now we are doing a very cool shot. They are driving towards the camera and there's a huge projection screen behind them. Well, not that huge, I mean it's small, but it looks cool in the camera. We were very happy about this shot. So we wanted this very specific framing where the car is on the bottom of the frame and there's a sky above them, you know, so it's very unusually framed, which we're going to do throughout the whole film, hopefully. Yeah.
Kamere A I B, 3, 4, prvi.
Može kamere?
After we filmed their 2 shot from the front, we basically had all the coverage for 2 car scenes. We had them together in a 2 shot, we had them separately from the front, and we had each of them from the side in a wide shot and in a close-up. And out of that we can edit the scenes however we like.
So today is a very special day. someone here inside of the crew has birthday, and it's no less than Alan. 1, 2, 3, go!
How's it feel to be 22, mate?
22. How many times over?
After lunch, the rest of the actors finally came to Croatia and came to our studio to meet and to have a fitting. This is the first costume test for our other actors who arrived today. Sam is playing Neil Armstrong. David is playing the NASA administrator. And Mr. Timothy Nixon is playing President Nixon.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. Oh, sorry.
Change type for
Yeah, man, maybe something like.
We were an hour late in the morning, but we got the hour back and we filmed the two scenes, and now we have only one left. And it's a very nice scene because they parked at the NASA parking lot and they are looking at the Saturn V, Saturn V, whatever. My brain is shutting down. They're looking at the Saturn V rocket, and it's a very cool shot. So that's the last scene for today, and then we are done. And it was impossible to film it from outside of the car, so the camera crew had to go sit on the back seat, which meant that now there was 4 of them inside. And I'm sure it was very fun for them. You can see how the window is getting really steamy.
And action.
Oh, she's a real beauty, isn't she? Whew. The main event, huh? Whew. Wow.
Yeah.
And originally for this scene we again planned a 2-shot and then a close-up of each of them, just so you have, options in the editing. But since we were short on time, Dino and I decided to do kind of a brave thing and shoot this scene only with this camera angle from the back and with no close-ups. But this means that the whole take has to be absolutely perfect, because you can't cut, you have nowhere to cut to, you only have one camera angle. So it meant we saved some time on the other setups, but we'll see in the finished movie if the scene works or not. But look, you gotta risk it sometimes, right?
I think it was really good.
The only thing that feels artificial to me is
No.
because the turn works for him and not for me.
No, and you should stay as you are, because in this shot it's better that you're not fully turned.
In the end, we had the idea to highlight only the last sentence of this scene, and thankfully we had just the right amount of time to film one very quick close-up of Jack Wanker.
4x2, treći.
Look, you're very important to us, and that's the reason you should stay in the spot that we need you the most. Supplies.
So we filmed the final shot of the first day. It was a tough day because we filmed 3 whole scenes, but everything was good, which is a huge relief. The actors worked, everything worked, so it's cool. On to the second day. But first the beer. Let's go for a beer. Here's a fun trivia. We filmed 9 minutes of material today.
For 9 minutes in Slice of Life, we needed about 2.5 years.
And this was just 1 day. That's how much we've progressed.
Or that's how our standards have fallen. That's how much our standards have fallen. But it's good.
So there's a huge
Cheers!
Cheers.